und herzlich willkommen zu einem weiteren, ich glaube allerdings eher kleineren Halloween-Projekt, und zwar Belladonna. Ich möchte gar nicht zu viel von der Story gleich verraten. Ich kenne allerdings auch nur das, was auf Steam steht. Und wie man sieht, das Lied ist komplett auf Englisch und das Spiel dazu auch noch. Deshalb, ihr dürft wieder meine Englisch-Leseskills genießen. Und ich hoffe, ich werde alles verstehen. Das ist ein Point-and-Click-Adventure und da ist es doch ratsam, wenn ich verstehe, was man von mir möchte. Und ich laber schon wieder viel zu viel und würde deshalb sagen, wir starten doch einfach gleich mal das Spiel.
Physical sensation. Pain? I'm alive? That's odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
Ja, wir haben Sprachausgabe. Das ist doch schon mal sehr nett. Ja, das ist so ein bisschen Frankenstein angehaucht.
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this?
Und Belladonna hat ein sehr interessantes Design. Und Rückenprobleme, wie es scheint.
Books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley. My very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am.
Ich frage mich, wie sie mit ihrem Kopf da drauf liegen konnte, mit diesem Aufziehschlüssel da hinten.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
Oh Gott, wirklich. It is with shaking hands and heavy heartbeats I gather before me the instruments of my last desperate attempt. I find myself on the threshold of my toils, a turning point. For should I fail tonight, I doubt I shall find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. A few hours ago my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected, altered, and artificially reconstructed. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpse. Her corpus. Corpus delicti, that I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. And this is the final test of all my research and experimentation in the past 5 years. The complete revivification? Das sind viel zu viele I's drin. Revivifactions. Ich nehme an, das soll irgendwie sowas wie Wiederbelebung heißen. Of you, being, body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do for my own sake. And for hers, the procedure must not fail. In my feverish dreams, my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once so full of laughter, are now pale, almost to the point of transparency, with the skin stretched so thin over the cranium it threatens to rip at any moment. Her eyes would shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery, and yellowish. I have to cling my conviction that she will regain her former grace and vitality once she is brought back to the realm of the living. Her eyes will light up with the flame of life, a Promethean flame stolen from the very gods. From this night on, man shall be the master of his own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I write, the engines of life are finally heating up, the last of the preparations coming into order. The crucial moment is ever approaching. The time has come. Success! The attempt was success! She's alive! Okay. Hast du mir was zu sagen? Nein.
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
Okay.
A human skull or a paperweight. It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching. I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows.
Gott, dieser Rücken. Ich krieg jetzt schon Rückenschmerzen. Eine Bone Saw.
Ooh, surgical tools. Shiny.
Und nehmen wir auch gleich mit. Natürlich. Habe ich hier noch... Oh, ich habe noch einen Switch. Wo läufst du denn hin?
Now is not the time.
Sie hat ein merkwürdiges Laufpattern. Ich habe noch ein Brain in a Jar.
It's a brain in a jar. I wonder what it's thinking.
Es ist vermutlich Bobo, das Gehirn. Das Gehirn.
That is one ugly gargoyle. Looks like a George to me.
George? Mhm. Why not a Henry?
The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Ah.
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up. With such a multitude of jars and bottles, at least one must have some sort of oil in it.
Das da sieht sehr... Ah. Eine Fiole von Öl.
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it. I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up.
Okay, dann können wir es jetzt nochmal versuchen. Jetzt haben wir das ganze Öl verbraucht für ein paar Schrauben.
I'm free.
Da liegt noch ein Zettel.
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
War sie, als sie gelebt hat, auch so merkwürdig? Ich weiß nicht, so komisch.
Another piece of paper. This was written long before the last one.
Ach, meine Güte. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. Aha. Work is great. Kept a rat alive for 1 hour and 26 minutes last night. Will move on to larger mammals within the week. I find myself life more and more polarized into new phases. I remember times when I used to climb up and down the stairs like a squirrel each day, but now I spend most of my time and indeed most of my thoughts down here in my laboratory, only to step upstairs at night to sleep. Das musste eine Bilderbuch-Ehe gewesen sein. It is warmer upstairs in the living area, but it is boring and understimulating. Down here is where I make progress. Down here's what matters. And as I lay awake beside my sleeping wife, I often wish I was down here with my experiments. Belladonna grows increasingly distant. Ever since that fateful night when our baby Luca gave up his last breath, she has lost all traces of her old self. God knows what she's thinking about as she silently gazes into the empty air or restlessly pace back and forth in the great hall. I am working with my grief. I have turned my attention to the signs of life and death, and not a day goes by when I do not think of how my son was ultimately taken from me. This is the thought that drives me in this, the greatest of ambitions. My own son will never return. I have accepted that now, but thanks to me and my work, the cold, ruthless contrast between living and dead will in the future be much softer, maybe even completely erased. My wife, though, has let our grief devour her whole. She is emotionally and intelligently paralyzed, it seems to me. All her creativity and quickness of thought, the witness of her speech, and the nimble way she used to jump from one conclusion to the next, all those qualities that made me fall in love with her in the first place, they have all been snuffed out like the flame of a candle. This makes me wonder even more why I bother to go up to her bed every night. The shell in which she has enclosed herself cannot be breached by anything I say or do. Breached, okay. It is almost as though she is involved with someone other than me. I feel ridiculous for even writing it down. No, it seems ludicrous to think that Belladonna's disinterest in me is due to her seeing another man. I will not accuse her for that. It is just one of the many strange ideas that seems to appear in my head when I am down here by myself. I am probably just tired. I'd better try and get some sleep as soon as this rat's heart stops beating. Okay, Bilderbuch-Ehe, wie ich es schon mal erwähnt habe, also der Herr Wolfram von Trauerstein hat nach dem Tod ihres Babys, wie alt es auch immer gewesen sein mochte, das arme Ding, sich hier unten hin verkrochen und hat seine Frau mit ihrem Schmerz des Verlustes völlig alleine gelassen. Ein Bilderbuch-Ehemann. Und jammert darüber, dass sie nicht mehr so ist wie vor dem Tod ihres Kindes, also so intelligent und kreativ, und glaubt sogar noch, sie sieht einen anderen Mann. Interessant.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
Kann ich den
There's a
mitnehmen?
long stick here. Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Ah. Bücher? Da möchte sie mir mal nichts zu sagen. Noch eine Note. Ich muss mal kurz was trinken. Es ist sehr viel Text.
More writings from the lonely doctor.
Vor allem komme ich noch aus der Aufnahmesession von True Fears, dem Bonuskapitel. Curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I see no keine Ahnung. See no escape. Entschuldigung. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there's something of utmost importance that I need to take care of, but that it is not yet time. That something beyond my control needs to be completed first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, yet I cannot name the thing I'm waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. I do make progress, but in an excruciatingly. Es tut mir wirklich leid. Es sind immer wieder einige Wörter dabei, die ich leider noch nie gesehen habe und deshalb weiß ich nicht, wie man sie ausspricht. Slow rate on anything. Und ich weiß halt auch leider nicht, was sie bedeuten. I accomplish... Was? And nothing I accomplish seems to calm the angsty in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night and cannot remember my last hot meal. I'm feverish and jump at the smallest of sounds. What is that I am missing? Vielleicht deine Frau. Und was zu essen. I am spending more and more time down here with my research. Oder einfach ein bisschen soziale Interaktion. I only... occasionally go upstairs to sleep in the master bedroom. Most nights I sleep, if at all, in a makeshift bunk if I have a bunk I have constructed in the cellar. It is not as comfortable, but my research is at a point where it oftentimes requires my constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I am certain I am advancing ever close to a significant breakthrough, but it is as I thought I'm powerless to control or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover, a new man in her life, someone more lively than me, perhaps, someone who can still look at life with joy and optimism, to match her own by grave tragedy, unaffected humor. Yet who would that be? I can remember friends we used to have. In my memory our wedding was crowded and festive event, but it has been years since this castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligations, and Belladonna seems to have given up on everything that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is in an undesirable condition as well. Almost all of the stuff has left us. We are down to one girl who does the cupboards and lights the fireplace. Entschuldigung. But I don't see much of her either. In these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life apart from me. Okay. Also er verschanzt sich hier weiter, kann allerdings nicht sehr gut schlafen und hat wohl schon seit einer Weile nichts Warmes mehr gegessen. Und fragt sich, was er denn vermisst, denn er ist ein bisschen fiebrig und Jump at the smallest und erschreckt sich oder wird halt sofort aufmerksam, sobald halt irgendwie der kleinste Sound kommt. Er ist natürlich die meiste Zeit hier und macht seine Experimente. Und denkt immer noch drüber nach, dass Belladonna ihn mit einem anderen Mann betrügt. Er weiß allerdings nicht, welcher Mann, denn sie scheinen nicht besonders viele Freunde mehr zu haben. Auf der Hochzeit war wohl alles sehr voll. Und sie haben nicht mehr viele Servants, viele Diener, Diener klingt blöd, viele Haushälter und sowas. Scheinbar hat nur noch ein Mädchen ein bisschen geputzt und das Feuer angemacht, aber die hat er jetzt auch schon eine Weile nicht mehr gesehen. Ich fasse das mal so kurz zusammen für die Leute, die vielleicht nicht so gut Englisch können. Für die vielleicht etwas Jüngeren oder so. Komme ich hier raus? Ich habe keinen Schlüssel. Sieht aber abgeschlossen aus, ne?
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
Kann ich? Das habe ich mit dem Stock hier
The
ran.
stick is long enough to reach the key, but how will I grab it? I'm content with the length of this stick.
Gib mir mal den Screwdriver. Okay. Vor allem ist sie viel größer als die Tür. Und sie schwebt. Irgendwas liegen gelassen. Okay, es gibt kein Dings. Kein Doppelklick, um schneller voranzukommen. Schade.